Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of this Monday afternoon. We are well into new moon and eclipse energy. It's coming up tomorrow officially, but I can feel it. I'm sure you can feel it. There is strange energy around. It's pretty, not devastating, it's intense. Situations that are untenable, falling apart. That's what eclipses do. I have the Knights Templar Tarot on the tarot table for this reading. It's my duty tarot deck, looking at duty. And as somebody who has not been dutiful, and that is of course has been Prince Harry. In my opinion, let's remind you as I shuffle a little bit more that this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes. It is all just my opinion or speculation, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. Please read it. Please form your own opinion. Now, I'm reading today on Lady C's latest YouTube video, in which she spent about half an hour reporting what friends of the late Queen had to say about Meghan Markle, but not only Meghan Markle, also Prince Harry. Scathing. She was absolutely scathing about Meghan Markle, and I have read on that. I've just done a reading on that, and it doesn't look like it's going to go well for Meghan. But she was also scathing about Prince Harry, and it was sad. The Meghan thing wasn't sad, it was infuriating that someone as despicable, in my opinion, and clearly in Lady C's and the Queen's opinion as well, could weasel her way into the royal family and do as much harm as she, was trying to do, by all accounts. Fluffy is scratching and the dog is talking outside. But there was also some quite sad comment about Prince Harry and how hurt and disappointed both the Queen and Prince Philip were about his behaviour, about his failure to visit them, both of them in their last moments on this earth. He just didn't bother. How they felt that they had lost him, basically. Prince Philip washed his hands of the whole thing and walked away. He was old, he was ill. It was left really to the Queen, who wasn't quite so frail at that stage, although by the end of it, we know what happened. We know what happened last month. And Lady C has always claimed that Harry's behaviour and Meghan's hastened her end, the Queen's end. So I'm going to be looking today at how Harry feels about this, looking at it from his point of view, how his reputation is going to be affected by this. He's got some big things coming up. He's got the book, he's got the Netflix docuseries. He's already on a back foot, should be on a back foot, but there he was brazenly at the Better Up thing in San Francisco, talking rot again. About how he'd never heard about therapy until he heard about Better Up and Meghan Markle. Basically, I'm exaggerating, but Seven of Wands is the Harry energy, the underlying energy. That's the defensive stance. Somebody who feels they're under attack, but also feels they're in the right with the Seven of Wands, that they can defend themselves because they've got the high ground, they've got justice on their side. You can see how this figure is in white, the one who's in the defensive position, and the figures in black are the ones attacking, and I don't mean that in a racial way, I hasten to add. I simply mean in terms of archetypal kind of good, and I'm using the word correctly, archetypal good and evil, how good and evil are depicted archetypally, and there it is. That's how he feels. He feels he's under attack, but he is in the right. Bookworm too, if you're familiar with her and you watch her channel, she had an interesting YouTube video today on what's wrong with Prince Harry and how his personality, and she's been speaking to therapists, to professionals, mental health professionals, and how his personality seems to have changed so radically very recently in conjunction with his acquaintance with Meghan Markle, of course his marriage, and how being gaslit by a narcissist can lead to the kinds of personality changes that have happened, and how his grasp of reality is perhaps very coloured and distorted because of that influence. I'm just quoting what she's saying, and there it is, Seven of Wands. He thinks he's in the right, and that this is an unjustified attack. That's the underlying energy for my Celtic cross I'm doing, and hopefully this one I won't forget that card, the challenge. But this is the situation. We get another 7, the 7 of Swords. This is the sneaky energy. This is the person who disappears, who runs away, the coward, the traitor, the liar, the cheat, the thief. all the despicable things in and the world that you can be, he is being accused of. He feels it's wrong, it's an unjustified attack, but this is the situation. He's been accused. There they are now in their white outfits, come to accuse him and say, you thief, you coward, you traitor. What are you doing? Can we search through your saddlebags to see what you're hiding, what you might have stolen from us as you were running away? I'm talking in a biblical sense here. But that is the energy, that's the heart of the thing, that he is accused of wrongdoing, grievous wrongdoing. Let's see the challenge for him. I remembered to look at this card. I feel like I haven't done tarot reading for years. Two of Cups in reverse, the breakup card. The breakup card. But it's not breakup with Megan. Sadly, in this context, it's breakup with people he loved. People who loved him. Maybe he didn't love them. Maybe he wasn't capable of that level of emotion, that depth of emotion, that mature emotion. But people who loved him, he's separated from now. He's disappointed. He's betrayed. That is the Two of Cups. He has broken up with them, or they have broken up with him. And a wide swathe of people here, starting with the Queen and Prince Philip, working our way down through the royal family, father, stepmother, brother, sister-in-law, cousins, to the general public, and on and on and on we go. The people who have lost faith with Prince Harry, who no longer regard him as somebody they trust, somebody they love, someone they care about. This has had rather difficult consequences for him. And Lady C isn't helping. Lady C is basically articulating what is going on and what he has been trying to hide and cover up and say, oh, I'm her favourite, the Queen's favourite, and I'm the only one she can confide in and talk to tell certain things to, and I need to make sure she's got the right people around her. BS. And we all know it, because not only of what Lady C has said, but because of the evidence of our own eyes. But Lady C has come out and confirmed it. There was a rift in the royal family, and Harry was on the wrong end of that rift. Behind the scenes, what's going on with him and his PR and his reputation and how he feels. Page of Cups in reverse. That is an interesting card, because traditionally the Page of Cups is an apology. I am sorry. He's there in a crypt. And it's very interesting because that, you know, that's Windsor Castle. That's where that coffin went down into the crypt is the only word I can think of. It's probably got a better word. He's there, and he's there in his mind, and he is remorseful, but it's too late because the card is in the reverse. It is too late. And today I felt inclined for some reason to watch some of the funeral again. And I was watching his face as things were going on, and I was thinking, oh my word, it actually really, it made my heart hurt when I saw him, and I thought, what a fool. And one day you are going to wake up and you're going to see what you have done, and you're going to think, oh no. And this is the oh no moment here. I want to apologize. I want to beg forgiveness, but it's too late. So what's his focus right now in terms of image management? Knight of Swords in reverse. He's going to get out there and he's going to do some damage. He wants to take this fight to whoever is bringing him down. The Knight of Swords there is going into battle. When it's upright, the sword of righteousness in his hand, going in quickly on the attack. But when it's in the reverse, that's dirty dealings. That is stabbing someone in the back. That's ugly energy. It's cruel and vicious. It's still fast energy. It's still, but it's behind the scenes. It's what you don't expect. It's kind of hiding behind a curtain and stabbing someone through it as they go past. I'm sure there's Shakespearean sort of scenes like that. Or, you know, no, I've got it the wrong way around. Apologies to all you Shakespeare experts out there. I still feel like I'm in Mercury retrograde energy, but I'm not. It's the moon now in the eclipse. So past, how are things going before Lady C came out? The Star, he was hopeful. He thought that he was doing the right thing. He was on the right path. he was divinely guided and blessed. Mummy was there. Mummy is there in Montecito talking from the sky. And yeah, he felt like he was communicating with the spirit world, with his guides, that he was chosen and had a purpose and he was doing the right thing. Oh, what Bookworm was saying about the gaslighting that might possibly, she's speculating, be going on with him and his wife. I was trying to think of a better word than wife, but wife is unfortunately the legally correct word. Near future, how's it going to be going with him and his reputation, and particularly with regard to what Lady C has been saying about him? I get the 8 of Wands in reverse, not going to be going well. In the upright, even though it's a rain of arrows falling down on this castle, it doesn't mean that in a bad way. Surprisingly, it's fast movement, it's communication, it's unblocking. In the reverse, it's either negative communications or no communications at all being blocked. And this could be no book, no Netflix docu-series, no communication with the royals, being iced out by them, people not taking his call. If he decides to phone somebody, they don't answer. He, of course, apparently changed his phone number so they couldn't get hold of him. But it's no communication or bad communication. It's no progress, blocked progress. He's not going to be going forward on this path. He thought he was on this divinely blessed path, this purposeful life that he thought he was going to lead, what Megan told him he was going to be leading. But it's all walking into a wall, basically, with that 8 of Wands. So how does he feel towards Lady C? If he was in the same room as Lady C, how would that go? Wow, interesting. That's a very interesting card because it's very, very positive. It's almost like he wants to talk to her. I would think that he watches her. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting because it's like he's there. And she's somehow a connection with this. She's a connection with that. See how it's the same figure. This figure that's in this abject pose, that's remorseful and praying. And there she is. It's the last card that I would have expected. Let's put them back the right way they belong. But it's almost fascinated by her, drawn to her like a magnet, the Lovers. Watches her, secretly watches her, wants to hear what she's got to say. Even though what she had to say was scathing, he doesn't believe it. He's incapable of believing it, that 7 of Wands, underlying energy. But she's a link somehow with his world. She's a very important link. I thought she was being used to communicate basically with Megan by the royals. And I tell Megan, we know what you're up to, we've got your number. But she's also being used to communicate with him. Really interesting. It's like a call going out to him to say, really, you hurt these people, you hurt them. And these people are calling you. Always get that. They're calling you. They're not going to cut them off. No, they're going to keep calling. They're going to keep calling. So what pressure is he under because of what Lady C has said, because of how his reputation might be a bit damaged at the moment? And we get the 2 of Swords in reverse. He has had to make a decision. He didn't want to make the decision. He's under tremendous pressure to make a decision. He doesn't want to make, he has got to choose. And I was going to do a reading on this actually today, but then I decided to do this reading instead. This choice that Harry allegedly has got to make between Meghan and the royals. And see how he's been called to the royals, even called to watch Lady C and listen to what she has to say. He's got a very difficult choice that he has got to make. He can't avoid it. When this card is upright, you can avoid it. You're blocked from actually making the decision. You can't see what you've got to do. You don't know where you are at a crossroads. Here, when it's in reverse, you actually have to act and you have to be decisive and you just have to do it. You have to pick one and deal with the consequences. He's got to pick Meghan or the royal family. And it looks like a bit of a nothing card really, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal because it's sitting above another choice card. We've got two, we've got both of them. The Major Arcana choice card in the Lovers, and then the Minor Arcana in the Two of Swords. He has got to choose, and he doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't want to do it. It's going to be catastrophic for him, whichever way he turns at this point. So let's see his hopes and fears. This was a Neil Sean idea that Harry has been given ultimatums by Meghan. It's me or them. If you're going to edit the book and edit out all the truths about how I suffered as a member of the royal family, then, you know, I'm going to dump you. But then if he tells awful lies about the royals, they're going to dump him. That's the choice. Just to be clear about what I'm talking about. His fear, interesting. The same card came out from Meghan, Four of Pentacles in reverse, in a slightly different position. Came out here for her. The pressure, the fear is of losing control, losing the titles, losing the land, losing the possibilities of tremendous wealth and being royal adjacent and all the rest of it. He's very afraid of losing that. The stability in his life, the money, everything that means everything to him, anything to him in terms of status and power and prestige and stability and control, dominance. He's very afraid of losing it. So what's the outcome for him of what's been going on recently? Outcome, we get the Nine of Swords. Yeah, well, not surprised. Sleepless nights, terrible stress, anxiety, worry, nightmares, what to do. He doesn't know what to do. Nobody's taking his calls. Nobody's listening to him. Nobody cares. He's broken up with everyone. Everyone hates him. What's he going to do? He doesn't know what he's going to do. Tremendous stress, tremendous worry. A dangerous time for Prince Harry. That's not a happy person. There he is, grey. He's in that grey shirt. Not good. Note the cross down at the bottom of this picture. He's in trouble. I don't care personally at this point. I'm just hanging around waiting to see how this all ends, how it all resolves. I don't mean literally here, this card with the sword at the bottom of it, but in terms of what's going to happen. And we've got big things coming up in November, very big things, I think decisive things, and he knows it, dumb as he is, allegedly. And right as he thinks he is, in his more mad moments, in his more deluded moments, mad, I don't mean mad, deluded moments, he knows what harm he caused. Didn't need Lady C to tell him, but she's told him, and he heard it. He heard it, and that is interesting because we have this eclipse, and I haven't looked at charts to see how it's hitting the charts of all of the main players, but it feels like this is a big one that's going to be hitting hard, if not already hitting. So, astrologers out there, please let us know. Fascinated to read what you have to say. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.